Johnny way. Nice way. Mushawe yuwa machemera. Mushawe yuwa machemera. Mushawe yuwa machemera. Mushawe yuwa machemera. Chipo iwe. Johnny way. Nice way. Mushawe yuwa machemera. Mushawe yuwa machemera. Mushawe.
Blessed day to you, our Change Radio viewers and listeners, joining us from our different platforms, from our YouTube platform, our Facebook platform, and our X, former Twitter platform. We trust and hope you're having an absolutely blessed day. And thank you all for joining us for this week's episode of Padare na Mambo Shoshe. Mambo is joining us very soon. Please do us a favor and share this live to others so that many others can join us and be part of this conversation, where we want to discuss lessons learned from the Geza revolution, if you will, if you would like to call it that. We're going to just quickly review Geza's last speech, which he gave a day or two ago. And there comes our chief. Welcome to the program, Chief.
Thank you, Champion Man. My apologies. I was trying to share the link that you shared with me, and then somehow I wasn't seeing where the live was. The page had gone away from me, old age and technology.
Oh, you were sharing from the same device that you are going live on.
Yes.
Okay.
So it disturbed everything.
No, that's all right. You can greet our viewers and listeners.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you all those that are joining us. I know there are some on X, some on YouTube, on Facebook, and we are also live on TikTok. We welcome you all. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for the support. Remember, we are celebrating 5 years of existence. Change Radio is celebrating its birthday month, which is May. We started broadcasting 5 years ago in May, and we have continued to do that. So we want to thank all our viewers and listeners over the past years, all those that have stayed with us, not only as viewers and listeners. Change Radio exists because of you, because we do have some that pay subscriptions every month, and we continue to urge all citizens really to contribute to this radio station. Remember, there are no more donors. Donors are gone. The donors of our struggle, the people that support our struggle, are you and me. So if you can sacrifice $2.99, $5.99, $3.99, or even $10, whatever you have, every month, it will go a long way in sustaining the struggle. Remember, there's no struggle that will ever be successful without publicity. And the only publicity that we have is the opposition in Zimbabwe is Change Radio and social media, because all the other medias, the state medias, are captured. Will never get anything from ZBC or ZTV or Herald, Sunday Mail, Chronicle, Manica Post, all those media houses in Zimbabwe. They are all captured. They are all part of the state media, and they never publish anything that is for the people. Everything that they publish is propaganda, something that is meant to advance ZANU-PF's agenda, and nothing for the people. So Change Radio is all we have. So please, those who can support, jump on the link. I know the link is going to be posted here, so that you just do the little that you can, so that we can keep bringing you these programs. And still talking about Change Radio celebrating its fifth anniversary. We want to thank the volunteers across the world. Change Radio has over 70 volunteers that just said, we want to be a part of this. We want to contribute to our struggle through Change Radio. And they've been doing that religiously and successfully for the past 5 years. And as we always say, Change Radio is for the people. It's a people's radio station for the citizens, the only radio station for the citizens, started by the citizens, supported by the citizens, and the people that continue to make it do what it does every day are the citizens. So you can also volunteer if you want to do something. If you can't donate anything, then just make yourself available. It can be an hour a week or an hour a day. It depends on your availability. But this is one thing that I want to congratulate everyone for: the spirit of volunteerism that Change Radio has cultivated among Zimbabweans across the world. It's amazing that you can have a news, five pieces of news in 5 different languages being broadcasted every day religiously, and everything is being done virtually with volunteers in Yemen, in Australia, in Zimbabwe, in South Africa, in the USA, in Finland, in the rest of Europe, United Kingdom. People, doing different parts of what Change Radio does every day. That there is someone who is gathering news in Masvingo, and someone who is then writing the news, but she is in German. And then you have someone who is in Australia, who is doing the editing. And then you have someone in the United Kingdom, maybe, who is joining that audio, so that we have the audio of the person who has been interviewed, or someone who has been reading different parts of them. They have to be joined together, and then you get the final product that you get being done virtually, by 6, 7 different people every day. That's not an easy task. So I want to thank everyone who is involved in that process. There are a lot of people that are sacrificing their time, sacrificing their resources, and really, that's what we need to do as Zimbabweans if we want to free our country. Let's not expect help to come from other people. Let's not expect other countries, other nationalities, other organizations to come in and help us. We have to help ourselves. We have to do it ourselves. We have to free ourselves. But the unfortunate part is someone is waiting for someone to do something. Someone is waiting for someone to free us to the extent that people are looking for a liberator in our struggle. But liberators, as Che Guevara said, liberators are not there. Liberators do not exist. The people liberate themselves. The people must liberate themselves. And that gets us into what we are discussing today, because we are talking of our liberation. We are talking of freeing ourselves as Zimbabweans. And as Zimbabweans, we are at a very precarious situation. We are on crossroads. We don't know where we should go, whether we should go east or west or north. We are just there at the crossroads, and a lot is happening. And right now, as I'm speaking, I know the nation is divided. Zimbabwe is deeply divided. We don't know what to do. We have been put in a very difficult situation by ZANU PF, I must admit. And if you don't want to admit that, then maybe you don't understand Zimbabwean politics, because ZANU PF has put us where they want us to be. And right now, they're even looking at us and sometimes laughing at us because we are completely dismantled as citizens, but more particularly as opposition. Right now, we don't have any meaningful opposition to what is happening in Zimbabwe. That's the sad truth, the painful truth. Most people don't want to hear that, but that is what is there. And honestly, it is what it is. Opposition has been humbled, has been dismantled, and we're not offering anything going forward. And that's very, very sad. Right now, we have the 2030 agenda, we have the ZANU PF 2030s that are running around, moving around the country, lying to the people of Zimbabwe, telling the people of Zimbabwe that Emerson Mnangagwa has not finished these programs, therefore, he wants another 2 year extension so that he can finish the unfinished work, so that he can finish putting up the roads, putting up infrastructure, building schools. All those are lies. But that is what is happening. Lies that are not opposed, lies that are not taken care of, have long legs and they will reach everywhere. That's what the ordinary person in Zimbabwe, especially those in the rural areas, have been made to believe as we are speaking right now. But we need to mount a strong opposition to that. We educate the people. We tell the people that this is not the truth, that this man has failed, dismally failed. He has had 2 terms of trying to do what he's now trying to do, or what he's now telling you he's going to do in the next 2 years. Why didn't he finish the projects in the past 2 terms that he has had? Why didn't he finish building the roads or building those schools or building that infrastructure that is now talking about right now? So our people are being lied to. It's political propaganda. And that political propaganda must be countered so that the people know the truth. But who is there to do it? As I have said, the opposition has been humbled. The civic society, moving on, the civic society is also completely non-existent, if I may use that term, or they've been put in a very tight corner where civic society cannot speak up the way they used to speak up. Remember the bill that they just passed right now? Is it the POV bill that they just passed? It has silenced the once vibrant civic society. They can't say anything right now. They can't do anything. They can't even make the public awareness, the educational programs that they usually used to do. They would be running around the country right now telling the people that the constitution is about to be changed. You can't allow that to happen. Educate the people on the pros and cons of all that. But unfortunately, civic society has been silenced, so they're not doing anything. Um, Another stakeholder, key stakeholder, labor. We had Comrade Mutasa here last week in our program, Change Radio program, and we had a number of politicians. We also had students, former student leaders that were speaking on that very same issue. They all agreed with what I'm saying right now, that labor has been captured. ZCTU, the once vibrant ZCTU, is now in the hands of ZANU PF. The so-called president and secretary general and some of the senior people, some of the leadership of the ZCTU have are now, right now, as we are speaking, being told to go and see Victor, which means they're also getting the vehicles, they're getting state-of-the-art vehicles from the government. What does that mean? It just tells you that ZCTU is just another captured institution, an extension of ZANU-PF propaganda. They are no longer, working for the people, supporting the people, or standing up for the workers of Zimbabwe, which is very unfortunate. The student community is the one that is a little bit vibrant right now as we are speaking. If you are speaking of the four pillars, the main stakeholders in Zimbabwe: students, labor, civic society, and politics. They are here and there. They're doing something, and we thank those students that are standing up, that are protesting. Some of them have just recently been arrested. We know about that, and we will always stand in solidarity with them. But keep up the good work, our students. And then the last biggest stakeholder, the fifth pillar in this discussion, are the citizens. Can we say the citizens have been silenced as well? Are the citizens silenceable? Can they be silenced? Can they remain quiet? Are they remaining quiet? I think they are. Unfortunately, the citizens are quiet in the face of an onslaught on our constitution. Right now, Emerson Mnangagwa and ZANU PF are threatening, not threatening, or almost, they're almost butchering, getting ready to butcher our constitution, bastardize our constitution, change the constitution to Mnangagwa's advantage so that he can be in office up to 2030. And we are quiet as citizens. And that's very sad. If we become quiet in the face of such great injustice, it's not good for the country. It's not good for our future. It's not good for ourselves, even currently, as we are speaking. We cannot keep quiet, Zimbabweans, in the face of what ZANU PF is about to do. They're about to change the constitution, and that constitution is not a ZANU PF constitution. I'm stressing this because there are some people that are hiding behind a finger, that are taking advantage of the infighting that is going on in ZANU PF. Yes, the infighting is there. People are fighting in ZANU PF. That's the emergence. That's the emergence of Blessed Geza, who is part of ZANU PF. Yes, the infighting is obvious. It's visible. But what is happening, that infighting that is happening does not absolve you as a citizen from taking a stand and telling the people that
Apologies, our viewers and listeners. Chief seems to have dropped. He might be having technical issues, but do bear with us. I trust he will be back in a moment. He was talking about the Geza revolution as the fifth pillar in this discussion concerning the five main stakeholders in this struggle. What happened, Chief?
I'm using my phone, so someone was calling me, so it took me off the
Oh,
broadcast.
okay, okay.
Yeah. Oh, it gave me a chance to drink water.
You got a drink of water.
Yeah.
Oh,
So so yes, I was just saying that some people are choosing to take the easier road, the easier route of taking advantage of what is going on in Zimbabwe, in ZANU PF, and I was saying it's tantamount to hiding behind a finger. You are saying this is a ZANU PF factional fight, so I don't have any dog in this fight. I will not be involved. But my brother, my sister, my mother, my brother, my whatever, this is no longer a ZANU PF factional fight. It ceases to be a ZANU PF factional fight the moment they talk about changing the constitution, because the constitution does not change for ZANU PF people only. It doesn't affect ZANU PF supporters only. It will affect you and me. It will affect the whole country. It will affect even more. It will affect our children, our grandchildren. So there's no way you can fold your arms and stand akimbo and say, I'm not going to get involved. I'm not going to get involved. This is a ZANU PF factional fight. And you just decide to watch, as if you are watching a movie, a film. This is not a movie, where you just sit down and watch and say, and I want to see how it ends, and even get engrossed in what is happening and even enjoy, because some people are enjoying, some people are pointing fingers. They are enjoying pointing fingers at some people. When Chief Shoshe talks about this, some people start saying, "Oh, Chief is supporting Geza, therefore he's supporting ZANU PF." Nonsense. That's not the issue here. I'm not supporting anybody. I am in support of my constitution, a constitution that I was beaten up for. I was a teacher when we were voting for that constitution in rural Zimbabwe, in Masvingo, deep in the rural areas of Masvingo, Kwamatsokoto. That's where I was, and I was campaigning. I campaigned for the no yes vote, and we won. And it's the constitution that we have today. Yes, it might not be the best. Yes, some of the things that we voted for then have still. Oh my God. They've still not been aligned with the.
what happened?
Ah, people call me when I'm like this. That's when they like calling me. Ah,
Can you put on do not disturb?
oh, okay, all right.
Mm,
Go ahead. Someone you can say one or two things. While least I try to do that. Because when I'm home, I always do it on my laptop, so I don't
uh,
have these disturbances.
yes, I understand. Yeah, so whilst Chief is just setting up his device, I can just weigh in on this topic a little bit. Yes, as Chief is saying, we cannot, as the owners of the country, as the ones who stand to lose the most, if our constitution is changed, we cannot afford to simply stand by and watch and do nothing as our constitution is torn apart. Um, I'm not one for simply playing along with a ZANU faction led revolution, if you will. In my opinion, if we as citizens are to play a role in this, we must lay our stakes. We must have our own stakes in the entire thing, so that we avert the situation that took place in 2017. We are all aware of what happened, where we were just pawns in a, on a chessboard, and we were played and then discarded when they got what they wanted from us. So I'm not advocating for doing nothing, but I'm also not advocating for simply blindly following and being led to the slaughter, open-eyed, seeing it, knowing that, understanding it, and just allowing us to be used like that. I feel if we are to get involved, which we should strategize on how we can make sure that there is something for us in this, so that we don't come out of it empty-handed and the winner takes it all. Because you see, they need us in this revolution of theirs. They cannot do it without the citizens. And that's why they have moved from one strategy to the other. And the whole time, every time, each of their strategies is centered around the citizens, from a citizens demonstration to a citizens stay away to the notion of an impeachment. And now they're moving on to something different. But in all their strategies, they need citizens to take part in whatever they are planning. So that gives us a certain degree of power, that we can also say, well, if we are going to contribute and help, we have to get something as well. We cannot just come in and play along as we did before and, take the risk of coming out of this even worse than where we were before, which is what happened in 2017. We played along and we came out of that much worse than we were going in. So what I would advocate for is demanding that they should demonstrate to us how serious they are about changing the life of the ordinary citizen one way or the other. That we should not just walk into this, like a sheep being led to the guillotine. So, because all the power is in the hands of the people, and the power is in the numbers. So if we have a few people who are voicing demands and everybody else is waiting for those few people to do something, that's you know that it reduces our power as a people. Our power is in our numbers, and I feel like those of us who are on social media, we don't have much to be afraid of as much as people who are on the ground, who are at risk of being visited at night, or at risk of just disappearing, or or being deprived of certain basics or opportunities. We are not at risk of such um, repercussions. So I feel that it is up to us, at least on social media, to make noise about this. uh, if we do make noise, the government listens. They always have their people in all the different WhatsApp groups. If you're having lives, even on this live, I'm sure they have their people listening in, because they want to know what the citizens are thinking, so that they can strategize. That's what they're always doing. They're always strategizing. So if we make noise and we let them know that we are not allowing them to butcher our constitution, we let them know that we understand that the constitution is not theirs, it is our constitution, because we are the owners of the country. We are the ones who have the mandate to say how we want our country to be run. The only reason why ZANU PF has been getting away with oppressing the citizens simply is that most citizens don't realize that the real power is in their hands. They think that the politicians are the bosses, and we need to respect them and listen to them and do as they tell us to do. But then that's not how it should be. That's not how it works. The reality is the citizens of any country are the owners of the country, and the politicians are just workers who are elected into position by the citizens. The citizens are the ones who have the power to decide who they want to lead their country. And so they are, or they should be, accountable to the citizens. They should receive instructions from the citizens and not the other way around. And so as soon as we get that, you know, that message to spread to the average citizen on the ground, and they understand that the power is in their hands, and they demand what is rightfully theirs. The politicians know, and this is what they are afraid of. They are afraid of a citizenry that is aware of its rights and demands its rights, and that's what they're trying to avoid by all means. So my encouragement is us on social media, let us speak out, let us speak out loud, let our voice be heard, let them know that we know our rights, we know that they are our servants. That's why they are called civil servants, servants of the civilian. And trust me, these guys, they've been waiting for a long time for something to happen. This is why most of the stuff they are doing, the way they are looting, they are looting like there's no tomorrow, because they know that any moment it can go down. They expect it to go down any moment, and I am so sure they've been surprised at us that we have allowed things to go this far, to get to this point without doing anything. but they have prepared already places to run because they know it can go down any moment. So all we need to do is to, at least us on social media, let us be vocal, let us make a lot of noise, and that can help even those on the ground to gather confidence and momentum. But I will just allow Chief to come back and continue with his submission. Sorry, Chief.
No, no, no. Thank you very much. It took longer than it should because I didn't even know where to go. So, but yeah, and I'll take it from where you have left because what you're saying is absolutely right. Because I was talking about the citizens when I was talking about the citizens when I dropped off, and you were also talking about the citizens when I came back. That as citizens, we are allowing this to shape the way it is shaping. Like Estella was saying, we don't realize how much power we have. People have power. We have power. And as I'm always saying, we tend to give credit to politicians. Estella was also saying that. But what she forgot to say, and what most people are not realizing right now, that while they're talking about giving credit and to politicians and allowing politicians to dictate terms to them, we are doing that right now. Geza is a politician. Never mind his ZANU-PF, but he is still a politician, and we are allowing him to dictate terms to us. It is us who should be dictating terms to Geza. We should be telling Geza what to do and how to do it and what not to do. He is leading a revolution or a so-called revolution. That's why we have put in quotation marks, the revolution. It's not a revolution when it's a one-man band. It's not a revolution when it is one person. It becomes a revolution when the people are involved. And that's why I was telling you that Zimbabweans are looking for liberators or a liberator. But liberators do not exist. Even Nelson Chamisa is not a liberator. As much as you want him to be, he is not. Job Scala is not a liberator. Geza is not a liberator. Get that in your mind. Let that sink in. No one is going to come and liberate us. It is us, the people, who have to liberate ourselves. Like Estella was rightly saying, the people right now, Geza's revolution is failing to take off because it doesn't have the people. The people are not entirely into it, are not part of it. 2017 would never have happened without the people. Even the War of Liberation 1980, going backwards, would not have been won without the masses, without the people. So Geza is struggling right now because he doesn't have you. And if that doesn't tell you how much power you have, then we have a problem. Because the moment we, the people, realize that we hold the S's, we have the power, we should be sitting Geza down right now and telling him that you can't tell us that General Chiwenga is going to take over. We are going to tell you that we want a transitional authority. We want something and anything that will lead to free, fair, and credible elections as soon as possible. We should be telling him that. And believe you me, by now, you would be dancing to our tune. You will be asking us, What else do you want? But unfortunately, the citizens have decided to be quiet at a moment when they are not supposed to be quiet. How do you become quiet when a constitution is about to be changed? Please don't hide behind the finger and say it's a ZANU-PF factional fight. It's not. This is a national fight. It's a fight for our lives. It's a fight for Zimbabweans, for Zimbabwe, for the very existence of our country. So let's not hide behind fingers and say it's a ZANU-PF factional fight. If I join Geza, I'm joining a ZANU-PF factional fight. You are saying that because you want to get into this without a plan. You just want to get into it. That's not it. And that's not what I'm saying. A lot of people get me wrong when I talk about these things. I'm not saying people should just get in the streets and walk and demonstrate and do whatever Geza is telling them to do. Because Geza doesn't have the mandate to tell us what to do or how it should be done. We should be telling him, and he should be consulting us. Yes, there's no opposition to talk about right now, to consult, for him to go to, or whatever you want to, however you want to put it. But why is it that the citizens have not come up with citizens committees or something where, there will be those engagements? Instead, I was talking about demands that we want to make. Citizens should be making demands that this is what we want. Why are those not demands coming through? Have those demands been put through and not taken? Is anyone even working on those demands? Are any people working on any conditions of any sort to put down on the table and discuss with Geza? None. So in a way, we are choosing to keep quiet. In a way, we are choosing to watch what is unfolding in Zimbabwe, the change of the constitution, like it's a movie. We just watch. Yes, we have to know the plan, and we should be agreeing to it at this time. That's Beulah Mshonga. I want Beulah Mshonga to come up here. I want to have a conversation with her. We are not saying we should take what Geza is saying. What we are saying right now in this program is Geza has no mandate to be telling us what to do. Instead, it is us, the people of Zimbabwe, who should be exercising their power and telling Geza that this is what we want. We want free and fair elections. To come here and just tell me that hatisi mogara kudzimba dzenyu, constitution ichichinjwa mangwana. That's not it. It doesn't cut it. Yes, hamusi kuda kuitiswa saka munoda kuitei. Chimuitisai Geza wacho. In politics, we have something that we call usable idiots. Geza can become a usable idiot tomorrow if people realize the power that they have. If everyone here starts thinking in a strategic manner, you need a plan, you need a strategy, even before you get into any demonstration. It's not about just getting into any demonstration. Even when we're doing our own demonstrations, NERA demonstrations, all the other demonstrations that we have had, ZCTU demonstrations, they were not just done from nowhere. People sat down and thought and strategized and agreed on manners, on ways of how to mobilize people. People don't just wake up in the streets. They have to be mobilized. They have to be spoken to. There have to be strategies to get them in the streets. That's part of the strategy of any protest, any demonstration. So all I'm saying is, yes, I agree. Hatisi kuda kuitiswa, but hamurambe kuitiswa, moramba makanyarara. That's where I have a problem with everyone. Hamurambe kuitiswa moribva maramba makanyarara. Mosiya munanga agochinja constitution. Mozoda kutanga kuti tutya kuti constitution yachinjwa, and then what? Munenge makuite. What will you be doing then? The time to act is now. And this is for all the citizens. For every citizen. We have to act now. Yes, fine. Kana msuluda kuitiswa ka. Kana paina asuluda kuitiswa. Then let's come up with a plan. Come up with a plan. Let's do something to stop 2030. Because kana atisuda kuitiswa tosiya 2030 yoitwa yoenda. Then we are our own worst enemies. And I will quote Richard Morgan Changirai. May he so rest in peace. At one time, he said a very unpopular statement. Akataura neshona akataura kuti amusati matambura. And I will repeat that same statement again. Atisati tatambura. Tikaregera 2030 ichiitwa takanyarara. Under the guise yekuti hatisoda kuitiswa. Under the guise yekuti this is a ZANU-PF thing. Then we tichazozviona pamberi. You will see. Atidi kuzosangana takutaura kuti takambozvitaura. No, we don't want that. Let's act now as citizens. Let's come up with our own plan to stop 2030. Everyone should be working towards stopping 2030. Yes, you don't want to have anything to do with Geza. Don't have anything to do with Geza, but don't fold your arms and watch while the constitution is being trampled upon. No citizen does that. No patriotic citizen does that. When the constitution is under threat, the people of the country, we the people, must rise up and defend the constitution. That's how we grew up. That's how we were brought up. Tichikura tichiimba national anthem tiri kumaschools edu kumaruzevha kuya taitoimba tichitaura kuti inyika yedu iconstitution yedu. Even the national anthem that we sing right now iyo yacho iyoyo isisiri ichakomborera Africa. We talk about those things, defending the constitution, defending the country, kufira nyika yako. Haupete maoko ako constitution ichida kuchinjwa for the worse. The Geza phenomenon started off with strong momentum as evidenced by a panic police and military presence the day before first stay away. This momentum fizzled out. Ikataza, the terrible polarization among the citizens of Zimbabwe. Unity will bring change. Could the very, very, that's very profound. That's exactly where we are right now, where we need to have that, unity of purpose and look at things in a different way, and stop seeing things the other way. There is only one way here. Mnangagwa want to change the constitution and establish an absolute monarch. Don't even listen to the nonsense of 2 years. It's not going to be 2 years. I'm telling you, it's never going to be 2 years. It will be until he wants. He can just suspend elections. Anangachamumisa. Tell me. Kana tatadza kumumisa iko zvino. Achazomisa Mnangagwa. Amboenda kuparliament. Akanochinja constitution. Ozvipa mamwe makore maviri. Andadzene kuzvipa another year. Another 2 years. Another 3 years. Vanhu musatambe nezvinhu zvisingatambwe nazvo. We are playing with fire here. Let's not talk politics. Let's not play with our lives. Okay, our lives don't matter. Let's not play with our children's lives and our grandchildren's lives. Because once that constitution is changed, it can never be revoked just like that, especially by ZANU-PF. Whoever will get after Mnangagwa will just say, Mafta Engos, this is good. Then they move on with that. So anyway, this is where we are as Zimbabweans, very polarized, very divided. But right now, every Zimbabwean, to be honest with you, should be doing something. Job Scholar should be doing something about defending 2030 and making sure that 2030 is never going to happen. So is Nelson Chamisa. So does Welshman Ngube. So does, Shabangu, we cannot talk about him because he's already ZANU-PF. Those who pretend, those who say they are not part of ZANU-PF, every one of them, every one of those politicians, they should be doing something about stopping 2030. If you're not doing anything about 2030, then we have a problem. But it's not only to those politicians that we're pointing fingers, that I'm pointing fingers, even yourself, even us as citizens. We always cry. But vanonga vachichema vachiti kunorth america kwaita magatekeepers hatidi zvemaгаtekeepers ana chief shosve anaani magatekeepers haana zvaari kuita. We want to do our thing as citizens. Zveleadership hatizvide. Zviripo zvinezvi right now hapana. Chief shosve is not chairman. Nobody. Even Chamisa is not president. Why are the citizens not coming up, not standing up and standing in the gap and organizing themselves? Why are we not, because I'm part of the citizens, why are we not organizing ourselves and doing something about this 23rd thing? We are taking it lightly, but seriously, we are putting ourselves in fire if we allow 2030 to just go on just like that. But I'm not surprised. That's what we do as citizens. We let ourselves down as citizens. Right now, we are having, an issue, as Gananda. People are being given money, dished money to buy cars. They don't want to Victor. They don't want to go and see Victor. Go and see Victor. Yet people are dying in the hospitals. Yet we don't have any medication. Why are those people that are stealing our money not taking that money and taking it to the hospitals? And then we have people that are taking that money and just pocketing it and taking those cars and enjoying them, while the rest of Zimbabwe is suffering. And when you talk about that, people tell you, oh, why are you blaming those people that are taking those cars? They're just citizens. They're just being given those cars. These are people that influence people. This is a strategy. This is coming from a CIO playbook. People are seeing this just as anything else, as one Gananda who is being splashy and showy and giving people cars. No, this is a strategy. The people that are being given cars, for God's sake, are influencers. They influence people without even talking, without even saying anything. The moment they receive that car, it psychologically sends a message to their followers that it is okay. What is happening is okay. That is what is happening right now. It's called classical conditioning. Those who have done psychology who understand we are being conditioned to think that what is happening right now, it's okay. Right now, we have Japreza coming to America, doing his world tour. He just received a car, and people are going, in their thousands. They'll be enjoying a Gananda enabler, someone who is enabling the system, a system that is disabling everyone, a system that has disabled our medical facilities, our hospitals, and everything. And someone doesn't have a problem with that. They will go and attend that show and give that person money, a person who is already a millionaire, a person who is already receiving gifts and everything from the people that have impoverished you, that are causing you to be in the diaspora. You go and support that, and you don't have a problem with that.
I think a lot of people don't understand kuti imari dzavo dziri kupiwa vana
Exactly. Haisi mari yake.
Yeah, they don't realize it kuti haisi mari yachigananda kana yeZANU-PF. Imari dzedu isusu dzadziri suppose kupa vana ma-exercise books kuchikoro, kuisa mishonga kuhospital, kusubstitute public transportation, kugadzirisa marodzi, kutiisira mvura yakachena, magetsi, mari dzese dzichifanira kuita izvozvo ndo that's why it's easy for him to dish out cars like candy, because hazvimurwadzi, haisi mari yake, imari yenyu, mari yedu yavari kupiwa. And then kana vauya kuno toenda tonovapa imwe futi, tonobhadhara another $30-50 kupinda kunomupa futi, on top of mari dzedu dziri kutengeswa mota yaari kupiwa ne200,000. I think people don't really see they don't really understand the ownership yavainayo for the national resources mari dzenyika. I think that's where the problem lies, because hakuna munhu anombobvuma zvinhu zvakapusa kudaro achinyatsonzwisisa kuti iwo ndiwo wapuwa mari yangu, wouya uchindishainira nayo ndotokupa imwe futi.
Estela, uri munhu wekudiaspora, ndikunzwei futi vanhu vekudiaspora muchiita basa rekuseka vanhu vari kuzimbabwe, muchiti vanhu vari kuzimbabwe vari kutiregerera. Vari kutiregerera. Why didn't they march? Why didn't they boycott? Vakaudzwa kunzi boycott, they didn't boycott. Vakaudzwa kunzi let's march, vakagara kudzimba dzavo. They are just the same as us. They are like us. Musatedzere chimbo chayo kuti they are not like us. They are just like us. Takangofanana. Musambofa makasvora vanhu vari kuzimbabwe. Vese vanhu vari kuenda kwajapresa kudc kana kuti kudallas, kucanada, kuuk kwaachaenda. Everyone who is supporting Gananda and Ebla, don't ever point a finger to the people on the ground, to the people in Zimbabwe. Takafanana, makafanana. Ndochokwadi chiripo ichocho. How do you go and support someone who should be standing up? Do you know what was happening here? Why people in the in National Football League here in America were taking a knee? Do you know why they were doing that? Even matches in the United Kingdom, people were taking a knee before kick off. It's in solidarity. It's called taking a stand, saying, no, we are not going to accept this nonsense where black people are being terrorized by the police. We are in solidarity with these people. And that's what our celebrities should be doing. My Guti, for all you can say to her, for all you can accuse her. Most people will come up with a lot of past stories. But looking at the present circumstances, my Guti did well. If we can have 3 people or 4 people, that are community leaders, that are celebrities, so-called celebrities, this nonsense will stop. The Gananda are continuing to do what they're doing. Vachiramba vachita dish out cars and everything because people are accepting the cars. Japreza accepted the car for all he does. For all he does, he accepted the car. Saka unonzi pachishona tinonzi ukadzia moto wembavha watove mbavha.
Absolutely.
Ndochokwadi ichocho. Like it or not, go and enjoy the music. We're not telling anyone not to go. No, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, Zimbabweans, let's open our eyes. Where we are supposed to take a stand, let's take a stand. That's called being principled. You must have principles. You can't have someone, whom you don't like, who is doing something that is disadvantaging a whole country, coming into your house and you have tea with him and you take selfies with that person and you say it's okay. No, it's not. It's not okay. You're not being principled.
Yeah, you can't win a war when sometimes you cuddle up to the enemy. On the one hand, you on the war front, you are pointing a gun at them. Then the following day, you invite them home to coffee, and you chat. You can't win a war like that. You have to stay on course. You have to keep your eye on the ball and keep driving at your goals. Ndokuti succeed in, especially zvinhu zvakaita the kind of situation that we are in. Things don't just change because you want them to. And this is a principle of life that every adult person knows. kuti hakuna chinhu chinongoitika because inini I want it to happen. Kana paine zvandiri kuda kuti zviitike, I have to do what it takes to make it happen. If I have to put somebody in an uncomfortable position because iye ari kusapota munhu ari kunditambudza, that's what I will do.
No,
Kana
Zimbabweans don't do that, Estella. Zimbabweans don't want to be uncomfortable. Zimbabweans will shift responsibility. They want to Trangai called it what? He said there's a word that he used, but it had to do with shifting
blame.
the responsibility that you have as a citizen to someone else. They want Chamisa to do it for them. They want Job Scala to do it for them. Right now, they want Geza to do it for them. They just want Geza to answer Geza wachadi ngopinda nemasoja ake akati ane masoja ake abva atora nyika isusu tobva tangofuma mangwana tiri right.
And the other time they wanted Sadak to do it for them.
Yes, they wanted Sadak to just announce the elections results, without them even getting in the streets, without even them flinching a finger.
Yeah. I mean, but the logic behind it, because right now, DRC and the situation iriko, how many Zimbabweans are planning to go and fight for the DRC citizens? So why do they imagine any other person who's not a Zimbabwean should have any motivation to come and fight for us and do for us what needs to be done? Kuti sisu tivene freedom, tivene a better standard of living. It should be simple and obvious, kuti apana munhu kana ma street kids chaiwo. Don't people walk past street kids murodi mwemwe?
Yeah.
So why do they think somebody else should fight for them to have a better standard of living? Or why should we expect somebody else to put their life on the line so that I have a better standard of living?
And Estella, sometimes, because right now, if we talk about dying, Zimbabweans will start pointing fingers at us, but they will be pointing a finger at you. Ndakatoramba kudhara kuti handina munhu anouya achindipointa finger achiti hey chief hamusi paground. Nonsense. Kana ndaakudiwa paground pacho ndenge ndiripo, ndinoenda paground pacho. Saka usandudze zveground, because ground acho ndotoriziva. And I've voted more than even the people that are in Zimbabwe, because I've never failed to vote. I've always voted. Ndinokwira ndege kuenda kunovhota. Saka usanditaurire zvekuti hanzi paground. No. What we get wrong as Zimbabweans is we want someone to come and do it for us. Isusu takagara zvedu.
Yeah, takagara zvedu. Tozongoenjoya mabenefits zvaita.
Yeah, and then you say, yeah, and then you say, if you tell people, okay, fine, atitoda zvekupinda mustreet, because tikataura zvekupinda mustreet, vanhu vanonzwa vanourayiwa. Not that there's any revolution need kusingaurayiwa vanhu. Kumozambique kwakafa vanhu over 200 people. Kungirikini kuSudan vanhu vari kufa izvozvo. Kukenya, Gen Z people over 100 people were killed. That's the nature of any revolution. People get killed. But I don't want to even talk about that, because I know who we are as Zimbabweans. But when we have a situation when we can do civil disobedience without getting in the streets, use other means, because we are Trimagwara, we are cowards. Why don't we adopt other means of getting the regime unsettled, like boycotting? Boycotting, not going home, not going into the streets, not going to work. You just boycott or stay away. Right? People, Zimbabweans will have an explanation for you. They will tell you that the economy has changed. We are surviving through selling and vendoring and so forth. So we can't. But here is the kicker. What about the Zimbabwean who is in the United Kingdom, who is being told, Shamari, let's send a message kuna japresa kana kune munhu uyu ari kushanda nehurumende, he is enabling the government. He is supporting the government. His actions are mobilizing other Zimbabweans not to see the things that they are supposed to be seeing. He is part of the system, the way he is acting. Why don't we just boycott? muzimbabwe niye haana reason yekutaura yekuti hanzi ndokwandiri kuwana mari for his own pleasure, for his own pleasure, for his own satisfaction, he decides to go and support a regime in Ebla. And ndasarenda ndasarenda nemazimbabweans. No. No, we can't do that, guys. We can't.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm not telling anyone not to attend Ja Praiser's show. Don't get me wrong. It's your choice. It's your democratic right. It's it's their choice. Let them make a choice. You know?
I feel like that's where we get it wrong as well, because like I was saying before, you can't expect on the one hand you are fighting for something, but then you can't do what it takes to get it done. If we need to put pressure on people with Musayende, that's one of the sacrifices. If people are going to dislike us for saying that, that's one of the sacrifices. I mean, I feel like saying kuti endai zvenyu kana muchida, I'm not saying don't go. That's not very different from saying ndo kunobva salary yangu saka ndikasaenda kubasa. I mean, that's the excuse for not doing it. And so I feel like we are now giving it.
You know why I'm saying that, Estella? I'm in groups right now where this issue is being debated. That's what Zimbabweans are using. They're using that as a shield. And you guys, you are now behaving like ZANU-PF. You're telling us what not to do. ZANU-PF tells us not to attend your rallies. You are now also telling us not to do this. So you're mangofana ne ZANU-PF. You see?
I mean, that's self-sabotaging. It's self-sabotaging because, all right, what about the ZANU-PF we but they don't want to sacrifice just, attending that show, just to send a powerful message back home.
No, they can't. No. They are saying, no, you can't tell us that. You can't tell us that. It's our democratic right. Papa paiswa nyaya yedemocracy. Papa paiswa nyaya yedictatorship. Papa panzi makafanana neZANU-PF.
But i-confusion iyoyo yekuti apa tiri kuti ngatigadzirisei zvinhu zvisiri kuenda mushe. Zvakangofanana nemupurisa, in general munhu haabvumidzwe kupfura munhu kana kurova munhu, but kana iri mbavha iri kutiza, mupurisa anobvumidzwa kuita zvinhu zvirisiri allowed under normal circumstances, zvinobva zvava justified. So I feel like ivo vanhu ivavoka, that's like they don't really understand the term democracy. Ndeyekubatira pahuro ndingirikini ndeyekubatira pahuro, understanding yacho yekuti you take it and you apply it under all contexts, of which zvisiri, that's not how things are in life. Zvakafanana nekuti nhasi ndanzipfeka juzi because kuri kutonhora, then a few days later kwakupisa woti but handiti makanditi pfeka juzi, ezvinezvi makunditi musapfeke juzi futi sei. I mean, everything is relative. Hakuna chinhu chiri absolute chekuti is applicable under all circumstances. Izvozvo zviri applicable under normal circumstances. Hauna right yekuudza munhu kuti usaende, usasapote ichi. But kana chinhu chakashata chichiitwa ukaudzwa unzi usasapote chinhu chakashata, ungaclaime kuti you are denying me my rights. Pane munhu ane right yekusapota chinhu chakashata, pane munhu ane right yekusapota chinhu chiri kumutambudza iye onzi it's your right kuti you can support the person ari kukutambudza wotodemanda that right. I think ipapo panenge paita lack of understanding of the principle of democracy, of the principle of rights, because if you look at it, Chief, the word right, it means it is referencing the right thing. A right is a thing that is right. A wrong thing can never be a right. You cannot claim the right to support a murderer because chinu chiri wrong. It can only be a right thing if you are demanding the right to support something chiri right. I think a lot of us don't understand that word right. Kuti rakabva kupi. The word right is like a short for a right thing. So ndikavhunza, is it a right thing kuti mwana wese awane access to education? Yes, it's a right thing. So in short, tinoti is a right. Is it a right kuti munhu usapote mamurderers nembavha? No, it's not a right because it's not a right thing to do. And I feel like politics dzedu in general dziringori, you know, it's really based on my understanding are misplaced of politics in itself. Nema concepts are under politics. And I feel it's very important that people need to know a right can never be on something chiri wrong. Hakuna right yekuti I have the right to support party inouraya vanhu, inoba, inodestroya nyika. Munozova nyika, the world,
no democracy. Anyway, Estela,
democracy yakadaro.
we have been joined by someone here, my young brother whom I just visited. So he's gonna come in with his input. So anakachurova kwese kundevere nekupi Simba.
Oh, great.
Okay. Magadi yenyu salibonani linjani. Ibizo comrade Simba. Right. Indaba le ngiyayizwa. Mina ikakhulu lapho bengifuna ukukhuluma ngakho ukuthi yonke into eyenzakalayo ekhaya siyayibona, abantu bonke bayahlupheka. Kunzima kakhulu, singeke sikwazi ukuthi sibona abantu ngendlela abenza ngakhona, benza umathanda, banikezana imoto, bathatha yonke imali, bayenza yonke into. Sithi siyakhangela ezibhedlela, abantu baswela ngisho yona imithi, just basic medicine okufana nama paracetamol. Lento le iyasihlukumeza kakhulu ndina njengabantu. So enye into engiyibona lapha ukuthi manje sizathola kanjani ukuthi abantu lapha esinabo lapha basuka behambe bayojabulela ukuthi uJapreza ukhona la, bewazi ukuthi uJapreza udla le mali le okumele ukuthi ngayi isebenzela abantu ekhaya. Lento le iyasihlukumeza. Besicela kuyisicelo sibili ukuthi abantu nxa ukuthi bayakubona lokhu ukuthi hayi bangahambi bayesupporta lo muntu lo. Siyabonga sibili yonke imizamo esithe yenzakala ukuthi abantu bathi bazisa abantu ukuthi hayi lo muntu lo asinjani asimfuni. Ukuba lokuzithokozisa empilweni kuyafunakala, kodwa ngeke sizithokozise sisazi ukuthi abanye abantu bathwele kanzima. Lokho hayi siyakuyala sibili njengabantu abaphila. All right. What we are saying, we would really appreciate the fact that the people who are in the diaspora, more especially those who are planning to go to all these functions that are being organized for Japreza, be it in the UK, in the US, and wherever it may be, to say, let us have a sense of caution to say, whenever we look at the situation back at home, what is the reason that makes us to be here in the first place? Are we enablers in a way or not? Because when we look at these people, how they are dealing with everything in in our country with impunity, these people, they are giving money to themselves, they are distribute all special high-end cars, they are found back at home. But what if the masses have to benefit from those cars? So this is where every citizen has got a right to what? To play his or their own part. This is where the time comes now to say, if you're not able to participate actively, rather you do it passively in the form of a boycott. You lobby so that this person might not get to come and entertain here, because strictly speaking, that is immoral. That is what I want to say. Thank you.
There's a message for you, brother Simba. Unfortunately, my Ndebele is not, so you might want to come and read it.
Oh, he can read it himself.
Baba Simba, kuqakathekile ukuthi babambane bekwazi ukuthi ihulumende leyi ifile. Into yezanu japreza siyayizonda. Ngiyabona lapha khona obhale, hayi lokho okukhulumayo liqiniso lokho mfowethu, ngoba hey, eqinisweni izinto azimanga kahle ekhaya. Sonke singathi sihleli lapha esikhona, kodwa eqinisweni sicabangela abantu abasemuva ukuthi baphila kanjani, ngoba thina ukuhlukumezeka kwabo lathi ukuhlukumezeka kwethu. Siyabonga ngalokho.
Oh, thank you so
Thank you,
much,
Simba.
brother Simba. If you wanted to talk to Biula, she wants to request. Do you know her personally, that maybe you could send her?
Yes. Okay. I just sent you that link, right?
Yes, just send her that link, then she can come in.
Yeah, ndiye ari kutaura kuti hanzi democracy.
Biula uyaiti boru
Ende muzukuru wachief manje, muzukuru wachief.
manje kana tafa show panapa tinombokanganwa kuti
Muzukuru wachief.
tombopeshana mbichana tozoti sorry later.
Sorry muzukuru.
Sorry mzukuru, you know how it is kana takustruggle.
Okay. Tell her I've sent her the link. She should just tell her what to do.
All right. All you need to do is just click on the link, Biula. Then it will take you to a page where you just choose you enable at least your microphone. If you have a strong network, you can enable your video as well. Then you enter and it will bring you in.
All right. Hanzi nachipo. Hanzi munoti tigare kumba. Todyei. Mari yerent. School fees. But now, look, musika yacho are being bent. Dzimba dzakuputswa. So now you are in the streets by force.
No kungwava. No kungwava
by force. You see, this is very true. Right now, vakapisa futi ngirikini magaba. And we know people, Zimbabweans, come on, guys, let's wake up. Vari kutopisa deliberately so that they take over magaba. What kind of people are those? These people are already millionaires, but they are going after even any small business that Zimbabweans should be doing. They want to benefit from that. Kupisa mbare msika, kupisa magaba.
Now, do you know what I think is happening, Chief? Nyika haina president. Saka those people vari in Russian government vanongoita decisions avo anova allow to loot and try and get what they can from the ordinary citizens. Zvinenge zvisina approval yekumusoro uko, because kuri kunzi pana tina president ari kuningirikena, kuna president ari kuita oversee ma national issues. Most of these things is zvamuri kutaura izvi hazviitike because munhu iye anenge achinzwisisa kuti all of this is falling on my shoulders. And I think it's one of the mistakes we make as Zimbabweans, kuti pazvinoitika zvese izvi we assume kuti zviri kuappruvwa napresident, but president vane dementia zvavo ava he knows, he has no idea what's happening in the country.
Is she here now?
Yes,
I'm here.
Beulah is.
Beulah, how are you? I know. Mzukuru wa Sekuru.
Muzukuru wasekuru ari pano makadiko naye sekuru wangu.
Duma na Sekuru pa live.
Yes, matita live join ndafara zisingaiti. Ndosaka ndaijoina.
All right, come. Let's talk about this.
Okay. Mam pananga chitaura.
No. Go ahead.
Okay. Inini, I just wanted to clear myself because ndikono kuti vanhu vari misunderstand on what I'm trying to say. And then what I'm trying to say is we need a strategic approach over this thing because at this school, remember we are dealing with some of these people, they have never been into politics. Avatonzwisisa about politics. And it no type yevanhu vari kunosapota zvigananda ivavo. Fortunately, I'm happy because ndakakurira politics kubva ndiri mwana mudiki takatokura tichiza kutiza pamba because nyaya yeMDC. So I totally understand where this struggle is coming from and where it is going. But what I'm saying here is we need to approach Jinuga. What we are dealing with people. Nemun and a mindset yake is fixed over something. Saka somehow the way we approach it, uka impose upon a munu zvakangofanana Gen Z yedu yatinayo mama 2K and it ukango impose on them. Vanotoita naro dzimwe dzitori serious kana kuti wakaboita kana naro nedofu. You won't go anywhere. That's my point. Saka ini ndiri kuti vape some kind of very good insight. I liked the way the chief yava explainer nayo chero munhu wanga usingale chero wanga uchida kusapota Japreza kuti chokwada uyendi after listening to his to the way he explained it and everything, you know. So we need that kind of approach. Wonyatso explainera munhu zvekuti iye wega pachake achisara ka munachonyatsoonesa kuti abati pafeya kutoenda handichaende. You get what I'm saying? Instead yekuti tikunoti manje hazvitomboita kuti muende ukatoona uchitoenda ikoko ka brain dzako hadzitomboshanda mushe. The moment you say that munhu anoendera svoto. You get anotokanganwa. The main reason why we are doing that already akufighter newe fighted the cause. That's my whole argument. I agree with everything. I totally agree with everything. And also I'm also the kind of a person who agrees to democracy, who agrees to mutual respect. Because Kanata differ the way we think, it doesn't mean the other person does not think. We just differ the way we think, but are we still on the same motion? That's all that matters.
I like this, Beulah, because you are being very, very objective and very sincere. And I think it's actually helping other people who are listening right now. You know, that if you take time to educate people, if you take time to explain things to people, it makes a whole lot of sense. That's the reason why we ended up having this this program. Thank you very much.
But I have a question though. Isn't that what has brought us to where we are right now? That we can never say things as they are as Zimbabweans because, as Beulah is pointing out, if you do say it, people will then vanozviitira soto or mutual respect and all of that. Is that not the reason why our the politicians, they keep getting away with oppressing the average citizen, abusing state resources, because in our culture.
Beulah, you can mute your mic if you are not speaking. Noise background.
Isn't that really what brought us to where we are right now? Kuti, we can never openly say the truth as it is. Tinongoita kunonzi kuita sei, we sugarcoat things, and therefore ZANU keeps getting away with whatever they please. Tichingoti hazviite kuzonyatsova blunt like that, and we allow vanhu vanoramba vachienda vachinonosapota Japresa because tavaudza kuti no, it's your right. Of which I would be happy to hear from you, my sister. Do you really believe that there is anything like a right to support chinhu chiri wrong? And if someone believes that they have a right to support chinhu chiri wrong, should they not be I wouldn't want to use the word educated, but should you not bring it to their attention? Kuti, no, that's not right. Somebody else has joined. Lee. Who is Lee?
Okay, in my understanding is hazvizode kuita kanenge kakuita kunge tiri kutoti manje ukatoenda ikoko we're kind of giving something to threaten you kuti usatombofa wakaenda ikoko, if you get what I'm trying to say. Munhu ukamuexplainera kuti you know what, I liked the way I'm not a very good person who explain this situation the way I explain on a chief. I cannot say anything more. You get it? If someone took their time to listen what he was saying, personally, I feel like that person wouldn't go ahead show ya Japresa. You get what I'm saying? So if we take time kuisa vanhu vakaita seivavo vanhu vanogona kutaura, listen, we in a revolution haasi munhu wese ari leader, haasi munhu wese anogona kutaura. That's why tine maspika. Kune vanhu vanotogona izvozvo, kune vanhu vanotogona kuleader, kune vanhu vanotogona kuinfluencer, kune vanhu vari good at propaganda. Let's try to do that. Let's use approach ine kakakukahungwaru neapproach ine kahu education mukati mbijana. Kuitira kuti tigone kureach our goal. You get what I'm saying? So let's put vanhu vanogona kutaura pamberi. Let them explain it. Let them yeah, okay.
Can I ask a question? Let's look at ZANU-PF's strategy and then look at the strategy, opposition, chief, if you will. Opposition has been using strategy, chief, yekugona kutaura, as you put it, my sister. And ZANU-PF has been using strategy, yeku intimidator, yeku to make, to make humiliate people for, trying to humiliate people for supporting opposition. And let's look at the results. What has worked? ZANU-PF has stayed in power. It has overstayed its rule. Ichingoshandisa matactics iwayo, and they've been working. And opposition has been tactful and diplomatic and politically correct, if you will. But it hasn't gotten them into power until now. Would it harm us just for the sake of, fixing things to sort of go back on our principles a little bit, do what it takes to get things fixed? Then Kanata in power, we re-establish my principles iwayo, because toshika kubi tichingoti no mukazodaro zvinozodai. But the reality on the ground is just that a situation this has not worked for us for the last 40, I don't know how many years. So why are we insisting on continuing to do that? Handiti vamwe vanotozosvika kuenda kuhondo chaiko kunobata futi kutononodeura ropa. So why is just telling people the plain truth? Why is it such a bad thing to do? Because hatisi kuti vanyeperei ise zvinoita ZANU inoita zvekutokunyeperai, ichitoita zvekukuvadzai, kukuintimidatai. But Turguti, tell the people the truth, stand on principle. What's wrong is wrong. It's not right to support Munar Kuku Tambudza Iwewe. Let the people be told that, and let them know. Kuti, this is the truth. when we keep compromising on the truth, how do we expect the average citizen to get to that point where they can also stand on principle? When us ourselves, we can't stand on principle to just stand with the truth. Kutaiwa. This is not pleasant to say. It doesn't look good on me to say it. I might come across as a person who asingagoni kutaura, as you put it. But because it has to be said, the people have to understand it. Kuti ningirikini situation yatiri haigadziriswe nepoliteness.
Okay, so
Whilst
we
the other
want to.
party.
We can let Beulah respond, and then I think there are other people that have joined, so that we give them the
Alright.
chance to speak.
Okay.
Beulah, you can respond to what Estella was saying, and then we move on to others.
Okay, in what I have realized, Tarot, we have been using this strategy for all these years. For all these years, to be very honest with you, my sister, we've been winning these elections. Asinyaya ngoti my elections aitongorigwa ndochokwadi. Vanhu vari kuZimbabwe, they know where to put an X, those people. Vanointimidatewa vagotyisidzirwa, but mubox muya anenge achinyatsozoti ndakaenda kunotora fertilizer yenyu, ndakaenda kunotora food yenyu, but chokwadi chacho ndechoti ndiri kunovhotera chamisa. People have been doing that. Saka, as much as people have been intimidated, as much as vachiuraiwa nei, they have still known pekuisa X. So we have won these people through nekutova iwo democratic hwedu ihwohwo zvekuvapa that chance to express who they are. We don't want kuti vazotivengera kuti takuvamanikidza takuvaita this some kind of kakuvabatirira. You get what I'm saying? At the same time, we do not have kuvabhabhadzira kuti zvamuri kuita zvitori bho. Hazvitoiti kuvasapota, and let's tell them the truth. But let's not force them kuti manje usatombofa wakakuenda mukatokuenda chete matozodai. That's kind of azvibudi mushe. That's all I'm saying. But the truth of the matter is this strategy we've been using, and it has worked. It's only that those elections angachingobirirwa, but vanhu vari kuZimbabwe pekuisa X chaipo ka vanopaziva ndochokwadi.
Well, my final response, Chief. Okay, look, I said let's look at the results. You know, isisa tiskungoda kuita kuwina ballot anditi. Tiri change in power. So if that the approach we've been using hasn't worked to result in the change in power that we want, so maybe it is not working because azvinazvazvinombotibatsira kuramba tichingowina my-elections ballot, but tichizongoramba tichitambura futi under ZANU-PF. So if we need to be a little bit, to use tough love on ourselves, kuti mobilize vanhu vamire, because avakwanisi kupinda mu-street, which is what is needed. People power is what is needed right now to change power. Election is not enough on its own. So looking at the results we want, yes, we got a result in terms of an election win, but that's not what we wanted. We didn't just want to win elections. We want ZANU gone, and we want a new government in power. But maybe we can let other people weigh in.
Yeah. Let's allow others to speak. I don't know. You are seeing who they are. You can bring them up so that we hear what they think.
All right. We have Murozimada.
Oh, another mzukuru wa Seguru.
Maunganidza vasukuru venyu against me.
Yes. No, it's not against you. It's yeah. No, it's not against you. You and me are on the same side.
Same side. No, I was just joking. Murozimada, are you free to speak? We also have Chief Fedza, but his devices are not connected.
Okay, so Mrozimada can go first.
No.
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you.
But now he's muted.
Unmute yourself and begin to speak.
I'm not in a position to speak, but I can listen for now.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's go to Archfedza.
Let's see. if he's still yeah, vachifedza vakwanisa kuningirikina. Then we have Juliet as well.
Okay, go ahead, Vachifedza.
Muripa mute. Oh no. What about Juliet? Are you free to speak?
Hi, good evening. I'm just sitting in. I'd like to just, hear what people are talking about. I've never joined this kind of a forum before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so just briefly, Juliet, what we've just been having a discussion here. It started with the Geza revolution, lessons learned, what people should have done, what citizens can do to stop the 2030 agenda. Our mission here is to make sure that we conscientize people to do something to stop Mnangagwa extending his term to 2030. And then, as we were discussing, we ended up talking about what citizens, are failing to do or should be doing, and also what they've successfully done before. Talking about the power that the citizens have, that we are not realizing the power that we have. That sometimes we allow things that are not right to go on. Like now, we are having shows, people having shows. Dorcas received a car from ZANU PF, and she's a leader in the community. And Japresa also received a state-of-the-art vehicle in the community. And we have people here that are giving different opinions. Some are saying it's not right, but some are saying it's also a way of that ZANU PF is using to tell the people that everything is okay. People are getting cars, but some are also telling us that people are dying in the hospitals. Why is that money not being channeled towards medication and so forth? And why is it some of these celebrities have not just because when they get the cars, we are seeing them being given the blue books in their names. Why don't they sell those cars, auction the car, to make a statement and buy medication for Parare Nyatwa and Harare Hospital? Because those cars are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So 100,000 worth of medication will support like Parare Nyatwa for 6 months, if not more, just on medication. So that's what we're discussing right now.
Mr. Chifedza, if you can switch your video on and unmute your microphone, then I'll be able to add you back onto the panel.
Bro Shimada, if you can just jump off where you are for 5 minutes and just speak to us, that would be fine because we are left with about 15 minutes. We have been here for the past 2 hours. It was meant to be a
We were
30-minute.
supposed to be 40 minutes.
Yeah, but we ended up, going on and on, because people kept asking questions, contributing. So
Okay,
please.
TK just came in. TK, are you free to speak?
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Well, I just joined in. I hadn't seen that there was something going on, so I've just joined in. So I've not heard really much. So I have nothing really to say.
No. We'll ask you questions. You can't just join and then don't say anything. We'll ask you questions, because here
Yeah.
we're talking about national issues. We're
Okay.
talking about the Geza issue. We want
Oh yeah.
to know what you think about it. What should Zimbabwean citizens do about that? And we also ended up touching the Japresa issue that,
Okay.
especially here in America and Canada, Japresa is coming to have shows and. some people are talking of boycotting. Some people are thinking of going, and we have just been tracking people's views.
Okay.
What do you think about that? Because the consensus here is that these are community leaders, these are celebrities that should be taking a stand against what is going on in Zimbabwe. But in a way, they're actually being used to patronize their followers, because a person of influence, the moment he accepts a gift from people that are oppressing the people in Zimbabwe, and money that is ill-gotten, money that we all know that it has been stolen, and that Dorcas and the Japreza know that it doesn't belong to those people. It's money that has been stolen somewhere. These people don't have any industries. They're not producing anything anyway. This money is coming from tenders that they are just getting without due process being done. So now they come and give these people these cars. In a way, subliminally and psychologically, they are affecting their followership, because the followership will end up saying there is nothing wrong that Wikino Chifayo is doing. He's a good man. Look, he's giving people cars and so forth and so forth. So, what's your comment on that?
Yeah, look, my thinking has always been that even Pasina, what can I Pasina, even the proof that this person is corrupt, the fact that people are saying something about that particular person, I would not want to be associated with that person. That's for starters. And now in this case, there is evidence and proof of corruption and a lot of stealing and oppression of the people. Already, you see, you cannot be associated with such a person. So the Japrezas and his friends that are accepting vehicles and money and things like that become part of that corrupt society. So I honestly agree with everyone who's boycotting and who wants to boycott. I'm one of them. I'm not going to attend any of his shows at all. So the issue now is to mobilize the people. And I do not know how that will happen, but we've been talking about it. How do we mobilize people? How do we tell the people, or rather, how do we advise the people not to attend? Because that's the only thing we can do. There was talk of talking to the promoters, which I was saying myself that yes, we may talk to them, but from what I've seen, from how people are behaving, one might actually say to you, well, look, I'm in business. What you are saying is your own thing. But I think the best thing to do is to have people boycott those shows, like I hear they are saying in the UK. That's what we need to do. Now, coming probably to the Geza issue, I think I heard something that you said about the people. It's about the people. Without the people, there is nothing that will come out that is positive. We need the people to be involved in every little step that even the Geza guys are taking. There's got to be people behind. Without the people, there's nothing that will come out. And that's my contribution. That's what I think. I concur and agree to that position, that there's got to be people behind. There's no revolution, for sure. You are very right, 100%. There's no revolution without the people. If we don't have the masses, nothing will come out. That's my contribution.
Excellent. Thank you very much, my brother. We appreciate you. Mrojimada, are you able to speak now? Or whoever is able to speak here, Mr. Chifeza.
Mr. Chifeza, please unmute your microphone. It says here your microphone is not enabled.
And is Juliet still there?
Let me see. No.
Can you hear me, Stella?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak a very good time somewhere. So you can go.
Sorry.
Okay. To ask you something first.
Oh no, takati singoti muri kufungei nenyaya yavageza nenyaya yajaprest.
Makadi chief. Eh, vamwe vese vakateerera. No, inini ndinofunga kuti nyaya ya vanhu vane akasiyana.
Is it someone who is making noise or ndo ari pane noise?
No, inini vari right. Hapana noise bandiri.
So Estella, maybe you might ask someone to mute. If you are not speaking, if you can mute so that we can hear Muroji speaking.
Let me mute.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Excellent. Now we can hear you.
Okay. So ndachitaura nyaya yavageza. Nyaya yavageza I remember very well kuti pavakatanga kutaura Zimbabwe yese yakagara pasi kuteerera kuti vari kuti chii, vari kuda kutiitira chii, and mainly because vanhu veZimbabwe vatambura for so long. And also hakuna kwavari kutarisira kuti vangawana rubatsiro at the moment. Saka vageza vakaita munhu atumwa kuvanhu kuti azokwanisa kunge achibatsira vanhu. But vanhu vakaita dambudziko rekuti vageza vabva kuzana. Saka vageza vari genuine here. Asi vanhu vanenge vakavatambira immediately kuti no, uyu munhu ari kutirwira matambudziko edu. Inini chandakaona manje kuti nditi vanhu vakavatambira kuti vari kuvarwira ndechezvinhu zvakawandisa zvakataurwa navageza. Zvinhu izvozvo hazvitaurwe nemunhu anomira nevanhu vari kutaurira chokwadi yekutambudza kwavaita vanhu. Ipapo vanhu vanofanira kupabata. Ende vakatsanangura nyaya dzose dzakatsanangurwa kubvira kunana Morgan Tsvangirai, kubva kunana Edgar Tekere, kubva kunana Margaret Dongo, kubva kunana Dumiso Davengwa, kubva kunana Joshua Ngomo, kubvira even in the 70s vana Josiah Tongogara vachitaura kuti izvi ndizvo zvinhu zvatiri kuda kuti zvinge zvichiitika muZimbabwe yakasununguka. Saka vageza vakabva vatambira. Nona kana pavakatanga ya31 March. Ya31 March vanhu vanga vasingatodi kuti vanonokerwe because yakatanga munana January chinzi March 31. Vanhu vaitoda kuti zviitike ipapo. But because vakataura kuti chada kuti zviitike 31 March. Vakati vanhu garai mudzimba musaenda anyway. People responded accordingly. It was effective. Zvikataurika all over. Saka ipapo ndofunga kuti ndapatsanangura mabvunzire amapaita chief. Kana takuenda kune vanhu vanenge maartists, ndoda kuti ndipike sekuru wangu Mukanya Tafire Nyika Mapfumo. In the 70s we grew up tichinzwa vachiimba. Vanga vane vamwe vaimbi vanga varipo nguva yavo. But ivo vakabuda kuita munhu akaita gandanga renyika kunyaya dzemusic. Music yavo yakarwira vanhu, yakasapota vanhu, yakasapota chimurenga chechipiri munyika yeZimbabwe. Zvakaonekwa nevatungamiriri vedu, vana Rex Nongo, vana Josiah Tongogara and all others, kuti iri igandanga redu rinotirwira kuri kunyaya dzemusic. Zvaita saizvozvo takapinda muZimbabwe. Mukanya vakaimba nzimbo dzekuti tasununguka. Vanhu vakafara. Zimbabwe ikasumuka, even African countries dzikaona kuti Zimbabwe pane zviri kuitika. Pasina chinguva takaona mukanya vakuimba nzimbo dzenyaya dzecorruption. Mukanya munhu anooneswa zvinhu zvisingaonekwi nevanhu vakawanda. Zvinhu izvozvo vanhu vakawanda nguva iyoyo havana kuzviona kuzvinzwisisa kuti mukanya vari kuimba nezvechi. Pavakaimba song yekuti corruption, vakaimba nechirungu. Hurumende yakasapota mukanya nekuvagandanga kunyaya dzemusic yakatanga kupesana namukanya. Asi mukanya vanga vachanga kumira pachokwadi chekutaura zvinhu zvinomira neruzhinji rweZimbabwe. And that is his commitment up to today. Tofamba kuenda kumberi. Recently, Zimbabwe, yes, across the board, whether in the country or outside the country in the diaspora, Mukanya was offered big time. Mukanya rejected all that. Not in Zimbabwe today. Someone can reject such things. But Mukanya stood on his principles. Akati is not going to do that when the majority of people are suffering. He rejected. It shocked one waida kunge vachumpa. It surprised the majority of us. Tirikutambura. Tirikutambudzo. Kuti murume uyu akasimba. Kunyanya isu tinoziva takararama nguva dzavo dzechimurenga vachitimbira nzimbo. Zvakati shamisa asi zvakatifadza. Now topinda mukaliba yema artist atinawo nhasi. Anova anozama kudzidziswa naMukanya. Tinoona Mukanya vachitaura nanane handa radio. Vachidzidzisa vamwe vevaimbi vavanosangana navo kuna na UK kana muno muAmerica kana vasangana navo. Vachitaura kuti zvinhu zvekuba hazvibhadhari. And that's exactly where we are. So, inini chinhu chandinoda kunge ndichitaurirawo vamwe vanonzwa ndechokuti kana Mukanya vachitaura kudaro, Mukanya havasi kumanikidza isu tese kuti musasapota vana Japreza, muchasapota vana Alec Macheso, musasapota vana Dorcas Moyo, musasapota vana baba namai Charamba. But Mukanya vari kutaura principles atakarwira hondo kuti izvi zvinhu hazvina kunaka. Ende kana vachitaura vanhu vanonzi macelebrities vanhu vanobata pfungwa dzevanhu. Vanhu vanoteverwa nevanhu. Celebrities must be the exemplary individuals of the masses in a country. If they do wrong, they are going to lead the people to do wrong. If they're upright like Mukanya, the majority of us will do upright and reject nonsense. Saka apana kuitirana naro kunoitwa and pane mashoko mawezi maviri andoda kutaura nezvawo. Pane word rinoti education. Kazhinji kuZimbabwe tikati education tinenge taakutaura nyaya dzemabhuku. Ngatitaurirane chokwadi yandinowanzonzwa iwo Mukanya, because nyaya iripo panapa inyaya yemacelebrities, big people. Kana vachitaura vanotaura zvinhu zviri straight zvinonzwisisika nemunhu wese. Education hazvitaure kuti bhuku. Kana taakutaura kuchirungu tinoti learned people. They've learned the books. Education is where you are educated. Unodzidziswa kurarama nekugara zvakanaka nevamwe vanhu. That education ndo yatawana kubva kune munhu akaita saMukanya. Education iyo ndo yatiri kushaya kune majority of celebrities vari kumhanya nekungotsvaga upfumi husina principles. Saka hakuna munhu anomanikidza munhu kuti musaenda kushow yaJapreza. But Japreza ari kutomanikidza vanhu kuti vaone zvaari kuita kuti no haana basa nevanhu. chaane basa nacho ndezveupfumi chete, but ma-celebrities ma-leaders evanhu. So let them be exemplary to the people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mzukuru Asekuru. That's what people have been saying here. That these celebrities or so-called celebrities, people that people look up to. They are community leaders. They are leaders in their own right. So whatever they do, it affects or influence positively or negatively what their followers are thinking. And in most cases, it will impact positively. So I don't want to use this word, but I've already said it before that what you are seeing, what is unfolding, all this money that is being splashed, people are thinking it's random. It's not random. And it's not just happening. It's not just someone who doesn't know what to do with his money. This is coming from a CIO playbook. This is something that was set down for, that people agreed that we are going to do. So, in a way, people are being the thinking of people is being influenced towards a certain direction, or the thinking of people or people's emotions, rather, they're being cuddled towards a certain direction. Let me put it the way you understand it. Let me put it more simpler. Yeah, we are being romanced towards a certain direction by ZANU-PF. We are being romanced towards 2030, and it's being done nicely. That's the duty of CIO. That's the duty of intelligence officers. They sit down and find a way of diverting people's emotions towards a certain direction, towards a certain way, where people are supposed to be angry, and you are angry towards the people that are making you suffer. Your emotions are played with. Your emotions are softened towards a certain direction, that instead of being angry against your molester, or against the person who is undermining your rights and undermining the whole country at large, instead of being angry against that person, you even soften up. That's what's happening right now. Because if you are softening up to Dorcas, you are softening up to all these people, these Gananda enablers. Subliminally, you're also softening up to a ZANU-PF agenda. This is what is happening. But I know people have different opinions and different way of seeing things, but that's the way I see it. And that's the way ZANU-PF has always done, and they've been successful. And it's said that this is also done to people that are in the diaspora, that we think they understand democracy, they understand the way things work, that if something is wrong, it's wrong. So it's not about personalities. It's not about hating Dorcas. I love her music. I love Ja Preza. So it's not about his personality. It's about the principle of something being wrong, that uri kudziya moto wembavha. Kana wadziya moto wembavha, watombavha. But anyway, let's move on to other people that are on the platform. Okay, someone who has just put on your camera, please go ahead and speak. I don't know who it is. It our
Oh, that
sister?
was Mzukuru when you Biula and
Oh,
Ngaisa
it's
Camille.
Beulah. Okay. Who is there? Is
Tina
Chifeza still there?
Biula, Tina Faye, there's Faye just came in. I don't know if she would like to speak. Then TK, and then Vachifedza, but I'm not sure. Kuti Mike Yao. Vachifedza, my devices are vital disconnect. Then
Oh, shame.
Murojimada.
Please, if you want to speak, just unmute and speak.
I just wanted to follow on what you just said, Chief. You remember very well when we had a beautiful function in New Jersey, New York. I think many people saw when our DJ played Dorcas Moyo's music. It fascinated me because the music is deep in humanity, in Christianity, in religion. But as of now, when I hear the music, I'm kind of put off because I don't connect what I've just said. And people must get that truthfully, genuinely, and very humanly. It doesn't need rocket science to figure out that something is done very wrong. It's very simple. It is very, very simple. Let me give you a very good example. The late Tongai Moy Dewa, when Mai Changirai passed on, Dewa went as just a general person. And people went wild and said, we want Dewa to say something, because they knew Dewa was with the people. Tongai Moy. Until vachamisa vazopa Dewa mukana kuti anofana kuti ataure. People went wild, happy. And we knew kuti Dewa was with the people. He fought for the people. That's the type of Mukanya. With no question mark, but this kind of a kind of way we try to think as a people, to say, let us be very nice with each other because, you can't be rude and what have you. These guys, they always be rude and they will tell you to go to hell, but you try to be nice. And even amongst themselves, whoever is trying to think for the people will go down. So why should Democrats push each other to be nice with someone who is going to destroy you? So my principle is, it is not worth a penny to engage with Vanu. We have nothing for you. It's not worth it. And even to think good for them, it's not worth it. Just look up for those who are disadvantaged, who are oppressed, and do the good for them. So let's put these celebrities in their proper.
Good.
When we talk about Mukanya, when we talk about the late Tongai, let's talk about them as they do for the people. And those who are not doing good, like the people we have just named, Vanalek Macheso, Vana Jaya Praiser, Vana Dorcas Moyo, Vana the Charampas. It's like teaming up with the oppressor of the masses. They must stand up and negotiate with them to find means and ways to help the people. Because at the end of the day, we have one of Tumba where Akaimba Ainons my way.
Okay, thank you, Mrosi. Sorry, I thought Estella was going to come in, but anyway, anyone else who wants to come in and speak? We have been on for the past 3 hours now.
Nyamashisha just came in. I don't know if he would like to speak. His mic is open.
Oh, hello, change radio. Thank you. And I don't know chirongwa na andiri pabasa. Right, inini I'm not happy nekusupporta vanhu vari kudzvanyirira ruzhinji rweZimbabwe. As you see, kana muchiona mukomana anonzi Wicknell Chivhayo uyu ari kuba mari dzenyika through ED, anototsvinya vanhu vachichema muzvipatara kuti hamuna mishonga, zvinhu zvakaoma. Anenge achitotaura kuti munhu anoita mari nezvaanoda. Zvino kana tichiona vaimbi vedu vane mukurumbira vakaita sana Japreza vachipiwa zvipo, asi vachinzwa kunzi kuzvipatara kune vana vari kufa. Ndakarwadziwa kwazvo ndichiona chiremba achikomenda achiti ndakanyora matsamba nematsamba kuhurumende kuti itipe zvishandiso, chido chekushanda tinenge tichinacho chekubatsira vana nevarwere, asi hakuna reply iri kuuya. But toona vanhu vanopembera kufa kwevanhu vachipiwa zvipo. Kana vouya kudiaspora touya tovaitira mabiko, because kuitira mabiko kana munhu uchiziva kuti ari kusapota anofamba nezvigananda. Saka vanhu vakaita sana Japreza vanhu vokuti kana vachiuya kudiaspora kungave kuAmerica, Canada, UK, Australia, even South Africa, anenge achitouya kuzorwadzisa maronda edu akaita kuti tigare muno musango. Nokuti muno musango nokuti you know kuti home is the best, but kumusha kwakaberekera ingwe. Kumusha hakugarike. Kumusha tinotsva dumbu nemusana, tinonhonga soswe nemuromo kumusha. Zvino tiri muno musango, hatingati tiri muno musango, mhondi nemharadzi dziri kutikanganisa kumusha. Dzouya kuno toti handei kumabiko, tipemberere muimbi iye ari muurayi. Isu tinotaura kuti pasi nazvo. Zvakafanana nekuti handei kurari yezanu. Zvakafanana nekusumudzirana kuti ngatiendese vana kunonzi kuchitepo school of ideology. Zvakafanana nekukurudzirana kuti handei kubhodha gesi. Ndo zvakafanana nekuenda kushoo na Japreza, yekuenda kushoo kwana Dorcas Moyo, yekuenda kushoo kana kurumbidza zvigananda zvese. Tinoti pasi nazvo. Tinoda vanhu vanochema nemhuri yeZimbabwe. Ndatenda nokuti chirongwa ndanzwa chatanga kare. Thank you team. Ngazvirambe zvakadaro. Pamberi neshanduko. Yeah.
Powerful, 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 powerful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brother. We appreciate you. Do you know where? Okay, no, let's not talk about that. Anyone else want to say something?
Last but not least, if you ask me, the only way out kutongobata gidi takananga musango. That's all I can say.
Nematyira reda maZimbabweans here naye mzukuru. Timagwara isusu.
Manje hamuzoviolate marights evanhu here kana makuvashuta.
Aiwa katsukuti inenge yahondoka just like chimurenga. That's all I'm saying. At this point, ZANU-PF is never gonna listen to us. Stay away. They're just not gonna listen. They're just gonna do their way. So at this point, I think tichatozongopesa taita zvekurwanda zviya.
Saka uchiri kuenda here kwaJapreza mzukuru?
Ndinoenda nepaiko.
Excellent.
Beulah for not going kwa Japreza.
Aiwa kupinda nandagara ndisiri kuinda zvangu. But
unonyepa iwe wanga uchida kuenda iwe.
Sekoko zvinotaura nani. Kochigona yako basi.
Wanga uchida kuenda iwe.
Idi kudai but unoza point yangu zvandaichedza kutsanangura kapaipaika. Imimi sekuru munozviziva kuti ndindega mune musangano kumaseko zangu. Ndanchitoita mouthpiece evanhu vakanditenderedza ipo pai. But kuti that's the kind of those are the kind of answers that I would be getting. Saka unongochitonyatsoona kuti we need a certain approach inotoconvince munhu. At this point vanga vasiri kutombonida kuforcwa or something. You need to be able to explain the reasons why so that they can understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. No, yeah,
And
I get you. I get you.
sezvaitwa naMr. Nyamashisvi idzi like vabva kutaura.
Nyamashisha wanyatsotaura, yes.
Mhm. So ndozvakanakira kama-live, and that's the purpose yokuspread the awareness.
Vachipedza vazokwanisa kutaura here.
Unfortunately, madevices vati network iri kunetsa.
Okay. Pane mumwe here kunze kwamondizvo tivape vaite round up, vaite malast words avo.
Ndiri kuda chigaro chekuleadha chimurenga 4. Mirai muone.
Aiwa, takupai.
Tokupai.
Tatomirira kuona
Chinhu
action now.
chinotungamirwa nemadzimai ndo chinobudirira manje.
Eka,
Mashure penyu.
Mondizo, you can do your round up. You can do your last remarks as we round up.
Inini handichina mashoko akawanda, ndafara nezvataurwa na Beulah kuti kuenda hasi kuenda zvachose, and ndoziva kuti achatomobilize vanhu vakawanda fanika zvandichaita and everybody else. So that is key yekutaurirana chokwadi nevamwe vanenge vakawanda, especially isu tiri mudiaspora, kuti tine pati yedu yatinorwa hondo zvakaitika kuma70s, kuti hondo haina kurwa nevanhu vanga vari munyika chete, but yakabatsirwa zvakanyanya nevanhu vari kunze. Saka we have a very crucial part to play, and let us always do our part. And this kind of setup is part of it, and the struggle continues. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Murozimada. Anyone else? Estella, you can also do your closing remarks.
TK.
TK. Okay, you can go to TK.
I just want to say, you know what, ZANU-PF for a long time has taken people for granted, and they know kuti whatever they do, apana vanhu zvavanokwanisa kuita. So we have to push back, and we have to push back hard. And these issues that we are talking about, the Jabreza and the Chivayos, this is our way of pushing back. And we cannot do it in a small way. We have to do it in a very big way to show them that we can actually stand and push back. Because this issue ya Chivayo, I see Kupako Arkuita, like you said, it's very strategic. It's not just random. That's why you see people crying say kuma hospital musiri kupa, because akuna it's not their Ningrike, it's not their strategy.
Akuna political mileage.
Akuna political mileage, exactly. You know, so it's very strategic. So we have to push back by all means possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, TK, Morozimada, and Beulah, for your very powerful contributions. My final parting words also, and they can go encourage everyone. Are you on the line? There's an echo. Let us spread the word. Zvamanzwa zvichitaurwa, pane vataura zvakawanda, vanyamasvisva zvavataura. Spread that awareness, help other people to understand how important it is for them to push back, as Mkoma TK just said now, because takasvika patiri papapa nekungoramba tichingova diplomatic, tichingoti no, tikadai zvinozonzi tikadai tinozonzi tafanana neZANU, iyo ichingoramba ichingoita zvairi kuita, achieve magoals ayo, ichishandisa matactics iwayo. So I mean, and I'm glad my sister vasvika pekutobata gidi, but for those vasati vasvika pekubata gidi, at least just push back by, not attending, for example, Japraiser's show, and discouraging others from attending also, because and the desperate situations call for desperate measures. We cannot continue to apply the same solutions that we would uh, use when under normal circumstances and still apply those same strategies under desperate situations and then expect results apa. If you need to be a little tough on your fellow Zimbabwean kuti aiwa guys haungaende kushoya japresa uchiziva kuti akapuhwa mari yanga ichifanira kutenga mishonga. Kune vana vari kufa kumahospitals, vana amai vari kufa in childbirth, and you go and you give him more of your money. I mean, from where I stand, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being a little tough on each other, because hakuna freedom inouya tichinyara kudemanda what's ours rightfully. We have to get to that point where we unashamedly stand up and demand what's ours. Vamwe kuSouth Africa havanyari kupisa vanhu kuti get out of our country to protect what they know is theirs. Isusu tinonyara kungoudza munhu chokwadi. It's not like tiri kumunyepera, kumuudza chokwadi chiripo kuti we will never get our freedom tichiita zveku trying to be diplomatic and politically correct. We're gonna have to demand our freedom. It's never going to be given to us on a silver platter. So those are my parting words, Guti. Maybe we need to change gear, Mbichana. But thank you so much for all your contributions. Very valid, Chief. Ndakusira imi.
Well, thank you very much, Stella. I know this was supposed to be 30 minutes and you are supposed to be sleeping,
Yeah.
but you are up and because this is a cause and a cause that you sincerely believe in. When we started, we announced that Change Radio is celebrating its 5th anniversary, and the people that are here deserve to know that Estella has been with Change Radio since inception, and she has been a committed volunteer. If you talk of volunteerism, this is the epitome of volunteerism, because she has done her work diligently, excellently, without any reward, without any penny, without any cent, even using her resources to make sure that the work that needs to be done is done. She's the technical manager of Change Radio. The news that you see coming out every day in 5 languages, she's heavily involved. Right now, our news manager is not there. She is managing the production of news in a virtual showroom, in a virtual studio. You can imagine how difficult that is. We just want to appreciate you, Estella, for the work that you have done in the past 5 years and that you continue to do. Zimbabweans, let's embrace the spirit of volunteerism. Let's not be paid to free our country. Let's not commercialize the struggle. I'm speaking from experience. If we are going to free Zimbabwe, it's going to be done on a volunteer basis, because if we have to pay the people that are doing the work, if we have to reward the people that are doing the work before we have freed the country, we'll never be able to afford it. It has to come from within. It has to be innate. So let's continue to do programs that are highlighted and that are supported by people that are doing it from the heart, that are volunteering. We have over 70 volunteers in Change Radio. It's not Estella only. So I also want to take this opportunity to salute them and to thank them, and also to thank our valued listeners and viewers across the world. We are still here because of you. Change Radio's Twitter now has over 40,000 viewers. Our WhatsApp our channels has over 73,000. TikTok over 120,000. Facebook over 60,000. YouTube over 50,000. And all this is because of your support. We are a citizen radio station. We represent citizen interests. Anyone who wants to broadcast, anyone who wants to do something, anyone who wants to donate, anyone who wants to be part of the volunteers, please get in touch and contribute to the struggle in Zimbabwe through Change Radio. And my last words on the topic of the day, I will start with the Japreza issue, Dorcas, and many of our so-called celebrities that are being given money, that are being bribed in a way, if I have to use that word, by ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF is trying to cleanse itself. They're trying to make sure that their image is looking good. How do they do that? They can't speak to the citizens because they know that the citizens know them. So vakuhandira citizens, they're going through influencers, celebrities, so-called celebrities, people of influence, community leaders, people that have huge followers, socialites. They're going through those people. They reward the socialites, they reward the so-called celebrities, and in a way, psychologically, those people who influence what ZANU-PF wants to their followers, to the people. It's psychological, and it's being done very subliminally. You won't even see it happening, but that's what happens. It's called, those who have done psychology, it's called classical conditioning. You end up getting conditioned. You are attending Japreza, who is an ambassador of ZANU-PF propaganda. You are listening to Dorcas music, which represents an ambassador of ZANU-PF propaganda. In a way, you end up seeing nothing wrong in what Wikino Chivayo is doing. If you don't see anything wrong in what New Wikino Chivayo is doing, you won't see anything wrong in what Kudata Gwire is doing. If you don't see anything wrong in what Kudata Gwire is doing, then you won't see anything wrong in what Emerson Mnangagwa is doing. If you don't see anything wrong in what Emerson Mnangagwa is doing, subliminally you end up not seeing anything wrong in what ZANU-PF is doing. That's how it works. It just happens. It maybe you won't completely see something wrong, or you won't completely ignore what they are doing, but you may soften your hearts towards what they are doing. And what they are doing right now is 2030. 2030 is their main agenda, and they are using every means possible. They are using the socialites, they are using the celebrities, they are using the community leaders, they are using churches, and they are using lies. They are going in the rural areas and lying to the people of Zimbabwe that Emerson Mnangagwa has not finished these projects, so he wants 2 more years so that he can finish his projects. And using Blessed Geza's word, bullshit. That is bullshit, because he failed to do that in the past 2 terms. He's now telling you that he's now going to do what he failed to do in 8 years. He's now trying to do it in 2 years. That's nonsense. So the people of Zimbabwe, this is what is happening. It's not going to be 2 years that he's asking for. It's not going to be 2 years that you are being romanced into accepting. It's not going to be 2 years that you are being cajoled into accepting. It's going to be a monarch, a Mnangagwa monarch. That's where we are being moved towards. What stops him from asking for another year, or not asking, from telling you that he has suspended the elections for the next 3 years or for the next 5 years so that we can build our nation? It sounds logical, right? So that's all you'll be doing after 2030. So this is where we are going. This is where we are sliding as a nation. And if you choose to fold your arms and fold your hands and say this is a ZANU-PF propaganda and hide behind that anomaly, please know that we are seeing you. You are just like all of us. You are just someone who can take action. Urugwara seni usawandi nekuti it's a ZANU-PF agenda. 2030 is not a ZANU-PF agenda. 2030 is about changing the national constitution. It's about our country. It's about our constitution. It's about us. It's not about ZANU-PF. It affects all of us. So don't hide behind a finger and not do anything or decide not to do anything because it's a ZANU-PF agenda. It transcends a ZANU-PF agenda if people are being arrested because of it. Blessed Mhlanga spent 73 days in jail. He's not a ZANU-PF supporter. We have over 100 people that were arrested on the 30th of March. Those people are not ZANU-PF supporters. They are Zimbabwean citizens. So you cannot continue to talk about this being a ZANU-PF agenda. It's not a ZANU-PF agenda. Zvipinze mumusoro mako izvozvo. Itori nyaya yedu tese that will not affect only us, but that will affect our children's children. And it's something that we have to fight, and we have to fight it together. So Zimbabweans, let's come together, let's unite, let's fight 2030, because if we allow 2030 to go on, we are in trouble, in deep trouble. Let's do this. We can do this, Zimbabweans. Thank you very much. We'll meet again in other programs. 2 hours, 27 minutes. We have been here. It was meant to be just a 30-minute program. But we want to thank all those that are on X. I'm seeing a lot of people there, hundreds of people there, and I'm seeing hundreds of people on YouTube, hundreds of people on Facebook, on TikTok. We thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you. Let's continue to do the right thing. Let's be men and women, boys and girls of principle. Let's stand on our principles. What is wrong is wrong. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. Thank you. Goodbye.